The epic legal fight before the Supreme Court today pits 26 states against the Obama administration. The justices heard 2 hours of arguments today on the administration's health care law, specifically that requirement that you have to have health insurance and buy it, even if you don't want it. Alan Wilson is the South Carolina Attorney General, and he's one of the AGs to file suit against the health care reform law. He helped lead the 26 states involved in this case, and he joins us live from Washington. Mr. Attorney General, thanks so much for being with us. I'm sure that you've been following along as we've had the breaking news. Our Jeffrey Toobin calling the government's argument today in front of the 9 a train wreck. I want to get your reaction to that.
Well, I believe it was a train wreck before it even got out of the station, Ashley. You know, the biggest thing that I took out of this court today is Justice Kennedy's questioning that if the court upholds this law, this will fundamentally change the way that the government relates to individuals. That is very telling to me that at least Justice Kennedy had that concern. So I'm very optimistic that we will prevail in this lawsuit in the end.
But, sir, at the same time, well, Justice Kennedy is usually the swing vote, so sure, that would be an intriguing thing to listen to. You know, Justice Roberts was also equally hard on Paul Clement, who was arguing on behalf of you and your colleagues that don't want this law. So is it sort of a flip to think that it's possible the Chief Justice may in fact side with the 4 more liberal justices?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that Justice Roberts is going to flip or that Justice Kennedy is going to support the state's proposition because I just don't know what they're going to do. But what I am saying is that I'm at least excited to hear that Justice Kennedy recognized that the fundamental way that this will change this country from henceforth. I also like the fact that Justice Roberts, when the government tried to say that the health care market is unique and that's why it needs special attention from government in being regulated and commanding people to enter into commerce, he said, well, if we do it for the health care market, we can't differentiate between other markets. So this is something that would be a slippery slope. Justice Scalia followed up by saying that the federal Congress, the federal government, is a government of enumerated powers. Any powers not delegated to them are left to the states under our 10th Amendment. So I believe that those messages are resonating with the court, and I am hopeful that the court will ultimately conclude with those.
Well, and to that argument, I just want to quote what Senator Patrick Leahy has just said within the last hour or so. He's the Democrat, the Senate Judiciary Committee chairman. He said, I think it's a clear-cut case. I think you have to really stretch to say this is unconstitutional. But Social Security, for example, or Medicare is constitutional. If you say this is unconstitutional, then you have to say Social Security or Medicare is unconstitutional. And I'm not so sure the court is prepared to do that. That sounds like a pretty logical argument.
Well, I would go to say this. Can the court force someone into a contract? A contract is between 2 mutually agreeable parties. If I am coerced or compelled into a contract, there's nothing mutual about that, and that contract is null and void. You know, we're talking about the Congress's power to regulate commerce. The difference between the Commerce Clause and other clauses in the Constitution are that nowhere did the drafters give Congress the power to create commerce. They gave them the power to create money, then regulate it. They gave them the power to create the Navy and the Army and then regulate it. But they only gave the power to regulate commerce, not create commerce. And that's what this effectively does.
Although if it is a tax, they certainly are in a contract with me because I see it go out of my paycheck every single week. So it's great to see you, Alan Wilson. Thanks for weighing in on this. And I think we'll probably be talking again, at least between now and June. We'll
Thank you,
back to you. Sure.
All right, Ashleigh, thank you.